Welcome to our lecture online. Now let's take a look at nitrous oxide. We know it's one of the 5 top greenhouse gases in the atmosphere as far as having an effect on holding back the heat being radiated from the surface of the Earth, but only 2 are the major ones, water vapor and carbon dioxide. And nitrous oxide actually plays a minor role even behind methane. And there's 3 reasons for that. First of all, there hasn't been a lot of increase in the amount of nitrous oxide in the atmosphere, from an estimated 270 parts per billion to about 330 parts per billion since the Industrial Revolution to the current date. So over that period of time of more than 150 years, there's been a 22% increase. Now that could be significant if in and of itself, nitrous oxide was a very important greenhouse gas. But is it? Now let's take a look at the second factor that would decide whether or not nitrous oxide is an important greenhouse gas, and that increases would have a significant effect. Since the concentration is in parts per billion and even smaller than methane, notice that for every 1 nitrous oxide molecule, there are more than 1,200 carbon dioxide molecules. So the presence in the atmosphere is very minor compared to carbon dioxide. And then compared to water vapor, which is able to hold back many more different wavelengths and different types of radiation coming from the surface of the Earth, you can see that for every nitrous oxide molecule, there are more than 24,000 water vapor molecules, and each water vapor molecule has a much better capability of holding back radiation coming from the surface of the Earth. Now, the last thing we should check is where it actually is effective. Where are the radiation bands that it can hold back? And with nitrous oxide, there's 3 of them. There's one at 4.5 micrometers, one at 7.8 micrometers, and one at about 17 micrometers. The radiation band it can absorb at 17 micrometers, it really cannot add anything more because water vapor already absorbs 100% of the radiation coming from the surface of the Earth at that particular wavelength. So having additional nitrous oxide really does not make any difference in the atmosphere. The second radiation band at 7.8 micrometers is very close to the 7.6 micrometers of methane. So it turns out that this little bump here of additional radiation being absorbed wasn't only caused by methane, but was also in part caused by nitrous oxide. So we can see that any increase in nitrous oxide would increase that bump here. In other words, would have a greater effectiveness in absorbing energy along that particular wavelength, right alongside methane. So we do see there is an effect there, but the fact that it doesn't reach all the way up to the radiation band of the black body radiation curve, there's a lot of radiation at that wavelength that does not get absorbed by methane nor nitrous oxide. The third band is at 4.5 micrometers, which puts it way down here where the amount of radiation coming from the Earth is very, very minor. And therefore, even if it absorbs all of this radiation here, it is such a small amount relative to the vast amount of radiation that comes from the Earth's surface that, again, nitrous oxide does not appear to be a major contributor in the effectiveness of the greenhouse gases. So any significant increases in nitrous oxide should not have any significant increase in the ability of the greenhouse gases to retain more heat from the Earth. So both methane and nitrous oxide do not appear to be a very effective greenhouse gas, and any additional increases in the concentration does not appear to have much of an effect on the temperature of the Earth. Now, when you take a look at the effectiveness of nitrous oxide by itself, ignoring everything else, so if you assume there was no water vapor, no methane, no carbon dioxide, then together these 3 bands would account for about 0.5% of all the radiation absorbed by the greenhouse gases. But in conjunction with the other greenhouse gases that are already there, it's much less than that. It's a very small fraction of a percent, maybe about 0.1 or 0.2%. So you can see that it's not much of a contributor. And so the concentration of nitrous oxide should not be a big concern for us. Probably water vapor and carbon dioxide are the 2 we should watch for. So let's go take a look and see how increases in the carbon dioxide levels may have an effect on the Earth's climate. So we'll do that on our next video.